Hi, welcome to Books Are the New Rich. I am your host, April Sharice, and today I am joined by a longtime friend, someone that I have known since childhood age. And the beauty of it is that this person is jumping into the publishing landscape with his first book, teaching professionals how to be a better public speaker. And I think it's something that's much needed in any industry that you're in, but specifically with authors, right? Because as writers, we do really well behind the book, writing our story and preparing it for release. But when it's time to step into the spotlight, sometimes we have some challenges with that. So I'm glad to have Terry on today. Before we get to the book, we want to cover some of the background with Terry. So Terry, please introduce yourself to the audience. Let them know everything about you that you feel comfortable sharing today.
Of course. How are you guys? I'm Terry D. Wiseman, brand new author in this publishing space. I've switched my career a few times now, doing things that spoke to me, right? And one of these things was to come about creating this book. So, bit of a background about me. I'm a father of three, proud father of three. One of my oldest is 23. I have two younger kids about to enter the high school age.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it, right? We all can got a few experiences with that, but definitely use use strategies and things that are in this book to help me change my career into management, right? So I'm in third
Yeah.
party logistics right now, and it helped me transform my confidence a bit to develop more of a confidence when it comes to speaking and speaking to people and speaking about business and things like that. So I just thought that I can offer a bit of value to people doing this thing. So like I said, it's helped me transform my life and career, and that's just one of the things I look to do with people, and especially like authors in that space. Like you said, giving us a chance to step from behind the book and into the
Yeah.
forefront to promote our ideas and further that. So I was really excited about doing that.
Awesome. Awesome. So let me know how and why public speaking at this stage of life.
But like I said, we we do ourselves a disservice, uh, being enclosed a bit, right? Everybody's kind of trugging along, and we're doing our things, and that's cool. Success seems where we are at the time, right? We get so comfortable.
Right.
Hey, I've got this, right? I've got this job, and everything is working fine. But there's something more for me. There's something more for me,
Yeah.
and public speaking made me step out from the smaller me, right? To give
Wow.
myself the opportunity to grow. To give myself the opportunity to grow. It spoke to me, like I said, being younger, right? Well, because we've known each other since childhood. I was always an open guy, or my family and peers thought that I may be a preacher, right,
Yeah.
of some sort. But
Yeah.
life will take you into spots where you kind of you small yourself, you dim your own light, right?
Yeah.
And I was introduced to, like I said, a bit more confidence and through books, thank God, right? Through books, to develop more confidence in bringing what I had forward, and helping the particular company that I worked for, help the community that young men, older men, wherever I could, right? So
Yeah.
public speaking, it really reached down, and it chose me, right, from who I've been
Wow.
most of the time, and I'm just looking forward to keep pushing that and letting everybody know, right? If I can do it, we all have that giant me inside of us.
Right. Right. Did you join a Toastmasters club or did you just be put in a
Yeah.
position where you had to?
Well, so and that is the interesting part about my particular journey, going into management in third party logistics, right? I
Yeah.
was having to give a safety talk almost every day, right, in front of a
Oh,
bunch of
wow.
young professionals, or even sometimes my superiors in the job, to give them a sort of a vote of confidence every day, right? So it kind of worked into me working these skills out better, advancing myself within the particular company. So it
Right.
kind of just reeled me along. I went from giving safety talks to joining things like Toastmasters, and different public speaking groups and social media platforms that help me develop.
So, with that being said, take us back,
Mm-hmm.
if you can remember, to day one where you had to
Okay.
do your first public speaking. Maybe it was at a Toastmasters event or maybe not, but let us know the emotions that you had at the time and how did you calm
Okay.
them? How did you
So
calm
it's
yourself down?
actually, thank you for asking that. It's actually one of the very first stories in the book where I
Oh,
got a chance to. It's one of the very first stories in the book, and it's just me, you know, dumping that out to everybody, right? Where we all start when it comes to, you know, getting those anxieties or butterflies or jitters, right? That's what we've gone to
yeah,
name our anxieties when it comes to that. So I'm preparing for an interview, right? For the management position in this third party logistics company, right? It's a fast growing company. I'm really excited. I can feel things in my life changing, but this was the one thing that I needed to really
yeah,
kind of nail, right? Um,
yeah.
and I talked about my talk for a while. I did my practicing. I use these techniques. I basically closed my eyes, uh, said a quick prayer, and I went in and I smashed it. I really
Wow.
hit a home run for those guys, and they told me about it. Everybody was really excited. You can kind of feel it walking out of the room, and I got the call the next day and
Yeah.
say I was accepted. So I got that
Wow.
vote, that shot in the arm of confidence. From that experience,
Yeah.
it really kind of projected me farther with that.
Nice. Nice. So going into the book, we know how you got started and we know your why.
Mhm.
If I'm a new author, what do you think that I can take away from this book? And give us the
So,
name. I'm
like I
sorry,
said,
because I don't believe we actually said the name of the book
let's
either.
do that. Let's do that. All right. And why not? Let's get you a picture. The name of the book is Public
Yes.
Speaking Commander Stage. Commander Stage. I
Yes.
love the cover art, right? And it's going to give
Good.
you exactly that, the ability to command whichever room, whichever stage, whichever microphone, whichever Zoom meeting
Yeah.
that you're into at that time. It's giving you that ability. So it's Public Speaking Command the Stage. It's available now on Amazon. And I'm sorry, the question was, we talked about, I got into that book cover.
Yeah, I know it.
All right.
Question
You,
is, if
you
I'm an
understand
author, what can I take away from it?
it. So, like I said, if you're an author, especially new authors, right, it seemed like such a daunting task, right? Going from
Yes.
the idea to actually publishing the book, but there are resources out there that make it easier. When we talk about having like a YouTube or things like that as a crutch these days,
Yeah.
those are actually very good resources, right? There are things that we can find to develop our personal skills, right? Our career skills, relationship skills. There are things out there, for us to go get and just try that. And what I was able to do was put together a ton of information, right? Experiences from my own life, other people's experiences, quotes, and techniques into a book,
Yeah.
and from the idea to the book. So for new authors and anybody aspiring to do such a thing, there's absolutely the resources available, and sometimes resources that we can't even see, right? So my advice would be, and what I would like everybody to take out of this is just, go for it. Take those ideas and let's put the pen to paper, right? And kind of see how it works out.
Yeah.
And it definitely will be challenging throughout the time, just like everything else, but that hill is able to be climbed.
Awesome. Awesome. So what strategies are you using? Because as I gained that the book is out, but
Right.
it's in
Right.
a digital or ebook version right now, correct? You have a physical copy planned to come anytime soon?
Well, there is a physical copy right now, right? We'll be moving
Okay.
into the hard copy phase and adding an additional workbook for value, right? Pulling those exercises and anxiety dealing with techniques. We're going to pull them out of the book and make sure we put in the workbook for
Oh,
people, just so
good.
they can work on side the book, right? You can take those things into actual practice. But yes,
Okay.
right now the ebook is available. We're running another 2-day promotion after this, the 14th and the 15th. You'll be able to get the ebook on Amazon for free. I'm sure we'll have
Okay.
the link in the description afterwards. But the
Yeah.
paperback
Yeah.
is available. It's $9.99 on Amazon. And like I said, we're just working to continue to develop that. Some of the methods I've used, right? I've used these social media platforms. I dive
Okay.
into the groups that are in these social media platforms,
Good.
right?
Tell us
So,
about that. Tell us about
yeah,
that.
no problem. Absolutely. So, upon like getting these resources and learning the process, right? I
Okay.
ran across a method where um, we were taught to jump into different types of Facebook groups within your
Okay.
niche, right? You get
Yeah.
yourself into these groups, you kind of learn with these people, right? And that's where you're doing your customer research and things like that before the book is
Yeah.
actually coming out. But using these different social media platforms and specific groups, niche specific groups, right?
Yeah.
To advertise the book, kind of learn what the customer needs, what the customer's looking for, and then we can use that with our customer research and everything that we've put into the book to give it back to those same people that we got the information from,
Mm. Oh,
to
smart.
help develop those same people that we got the information from. So you reach out in these groups, you do your due diligence, you hang out in these groups, you comment here,
Yeah.
you like this here, and you're talking to different people, and then you go into their messenger, right? Hey, look, I'm offering this. I have this PDF. I have a great book idea. Won't you check it out for me and things like that? So we're using methods to reach out to people specifically in group specific niches to market the
Okay.
book here on a smaller platform before we can, grow it into more ads and things like that.
Okay. Okay. And so you found that you've got a really great response rate from doing it that way. Because
Absolutely.
traditionally people will use their personal network. They're like, hey, I have 5,000 friends here.
Right,
I'm gonna just
right,
start
right,
flooding the timeline to them.
right,
So
right.
you're finding a better response rate there.
Right. So, we've all heard it, right? You sometimes, and I do my best not to believe exactly what is public opinion, right? But sometimes you
Yeah.
hear that you get more support from strangers or things like that. Well,
Yeah.
inserting yourself into those types of groups, these people don't know you, right? All
Yeah.
they know,
Yeah.
they're looking at the value you're trying to provide. And if I'm sharing a free ebook PDF version. Look, I just want you guys to help. I would like some feedback on it and possibly a
Yeah.
review once it's published.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
no pressure, right? And it ended up working a lot better for me. We sold a lot of copies within those first couple of weeks of the promotion. So
Nice.
I did notice that particular strategy worked a lot better than actually using your network or uh, you know doing your best to find a smaller email list or things like that, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can jump into some of these groups specific niches where there's 10,000 people already, right? So
Yep.
if
That
you're
is
able to,
true. Yeah.
yeah, so if you're able to, if the admin lets you share your post in this particular page, man, you're one step ahead of a lot of people doing it on
That
their
is
own,
true. That
right?
is true. That's a really great tip. And I hope you guys wrote that down because the truth of the matter is, like I said, a lot of times people use their immediate circle or they're pushing word of mouth and they forget about this really awesome group feature that Facebook offers you or whichever platform. Even on LinkedIn, there are communities that you
Right,
can
right,
join that people are not tapping into to market their book.
right.
So you said there's a digital copy and then there is a physical copy on Amazon,
There's a paperback. There's a paperback. It's nine
paperback
ninety
copy.
nine. Yes.
Where
Yeah.
are you noticing most of the attention in terms of ebook or paperback?
It's definitely the ebook because, like I said, we're still in those earlier phases, kind of promotional phases.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
definitely a lot of traffic on the email. I do have some support from, like like we talked about our immediate group, right? There is some
Yeah.
paperback
Yeah.
support from our immediate group. But as I was getting feedback in those other groups, right, and you start
Yeah.
to reach out to these people and talking back to them, excuse me, they're actually looking to support you a lot more than we would think, right? And that's why I do my best not to rely on my thinking, right?
Yeah.
Our thinking may be flawed or maybe uh, set from a set of prior beliefs, right? So without having
Yeah.
to think so much about it, you put yourself in that space, you jump into those groups and you put yourself out there. Hey, I'm Terry. I want to share something with you, and
Yeah.
I've gotten great response from it.
Nice, 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 nice. So, as it stands right now, what is the biggest thing you've learned as a new author from this process of getting published?
Well, obviously, like we talked before, uh, it was very exciting. One of the things I learned the most is just what I left off with in the last comp. Just don't rely on exactly what you think, right? Some of these things end up being a
Yeah,
lot easier, right, or a lot more manageable than we give it credit for before. So this was something I always wanted to do. I always talked about it tongue in cheek. I'd write a book about my life, my story. We all kind of joke about those
right,
things.
right.
Actually, getting a book, published with your name on it is, a bit of a dream come true. And it just kind of gives you that shot, like I said, that shot of confidence to say, well, if I can do that once, I can really take this to a different level, you know.
Right,
So
right.
one of the things that I learned is to not just don't limit yourself, right? Give
Right.
yourself the ability to fly, or
Yeah,
so to speak. If I know that may have not been exactly the question, but it's actually really resonates with me to
yeah,
put my name on a book and kind of answer one of my lifelong dreams, even if it was kind of tongue in cheek when I was young.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I think that there's no right or wrong way to answer that question because I
Mhm.
think whatever you share with us, someone out there is going to be able to
Right.
pull from that and draw inspiration. So thank you for sharing that. Is-
Always the goal for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 always
I
the
have
goal.
to ask because it's something that's becoming prevalent with everyone now, especially when we're stepping into big shoes or accomplishing dreams we never thought we would accomplish. Have you ever, or do you think you have experienced, I'm sorry, imposter syndrome throughout this process or leading up to the publishing date?
Man, that's a very good question. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Let me thank you for that. That's a very good question. So, that's one of the things. Definitely. Let me answer the question first. Definitely, right? Definitely. But one of the things I learned throughout this process, and absolutely at the beginning of this process, was imposter syndrome can be a tool to use, right?
Wow,
Before you are who you say you are, you have to get into being,
that
that
is
person.
true.
You
Yeah,
absolutely have to move your body, your vibration into that feeling of being that person. So
yeah,
I heard in a book, I'm not sure where it was, but a famous actor, Cary Grant. This is more like for our mother and fathers
yeah,
type of
yeah,
actor, right? But Cary Grant has a
yeah.
quote in his obituary. He had like 81 liners, and one of his quotes
Ooh,
was, "I acted like Cary Grant so long until I became it." You know, he
mm,
said how
yeah,
he acted the part of being a successful actor long before he was, right? and
yeah.
and with imposter syndromes comes that, but that's actually a way into moving ourselves into that frequency. That's a great way to plug my second book that is on the way, right?
Definitely.
Manifesting manifesting. So, but we
Okay.
absolutely experience that imposter syndrome, but we can use it as a tool into moving into that vibration, that frequency that we're looking for to accomplish the goal. Those goals that we had no clue that were actually possible for us. So, thank you
Yeah.
for that question. That's an awesome one. Thank
Of course. And so you mentioned there's another book coming.
you. Yes,
I
man,
I
I
have to
couldn't
ask.
help it. I couldn't
Yeah.
help it. You kind of walked me into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to ask you, when are you planning on finishing that? Is that something coming out later this year, or is that way kind of a long-term goal?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's we're pushing for the end of the summer for that one. It's
Nice.
the
Nice.
the book was actually, and I used this opportunity. Right, my daughter is a huge reader. She literally
Oh,
has 300 books of her own,
oh
and she was
wow.
using
Yeah.
absolutely. I love to talk about it. This is another one of those things that just helped me bond and help me grow the big me. To
Yeah.
show my children.
Yeah.
But anyway, she has a book stamp. She stamps all her books with her name in it, property
Oh,
of.
nice.
And she
Yeah.
helped me, and to get her involved, right? To show her that these kind of things are possible. She helped me design the cover for the second book. So I'm really excited about getting
Oh,
that one out. so she can say, she helped dad design the cover for us for a second
Right,
book. Right.
right, right. Awesome. So, is this something that you instilled in your daughter because you are an avid reader, or is you're not an avid reader as much as you just do deep dives into interesting people?
So both
Okay.
actually. I'll start with absolutely. I'm an avid reader, right?
Okay.
Uh, I'm sure we'll get to this, possibly later. But one of the reasons why I decided to go into this was the ability to put our books on different platforms.
Okay.
Audible was one of the platforms that I was drawn to because it gave me the ability to listen to books while I was doing other tasks, right?
Yeah.
My ex-wife will
Yeah.
tell you I'm weird because I listen to books working out, you know, uh, and
Okay.
everybody's like, oh my God, how do you do that? How do you muster up the energy? Well, like I said, it's multitasking at its finest, right? Time is the only real unit of measure, right? So, but
Okay.
seriously speaking, I definitely we kind of jumped into that together early,
Okay.
right? Love of books, and she just ran with it. She's an absolute avid reader, and I totally deep dive into successful or interesting people like that because the way to
Yeah.
get successful, right, is to find you a successful group of people and
Yeah.
follow what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
the two-part answer to that question, absolutely, both are correct for sure.
Nice. That makes total sense. I'm a firm believer in that as well, especially
Mhm.
if someone that you believe in have laid a very solid blueprint. Why not follow them and learn
Right,
more about
right.
them? Right.
Makes sense,
So, yeah,
right?
that's really, really good.
Right.
So, what's next? We have the public speaking Command the Stage book. We know
Yes.
we're going to be expecting How to Manifest Our Best Life at the end of the
Right, right, right,
summer.
right. Yeah,
So,
right.
what is the overarching goal or plan that you have?
So basically, just like um, everyone else, right? We want to we want to build an online business, right? We want to
Yeah.
take our LLCs, our trusts, right, and put an umbrella over these things, right, and just
Yeah.
making sure publishing is one of these avenues, right. We know that paperbacks, that's great. Paperbacks, hardbacks, books are absolutely, still relevant these days. But we'd like to get our books on different platforms. We like to take it to an Audible, take it to an Ingham Spark, where people
Yeah.
can get to these resources from a multitude of different ways, right? So,
Yeah.
so what's next for me is obviously to continue to inspire my daughter first, right? With
Yeah.
publishing
Yeah.
these books that she can put into her library and put her stamp on these books, that are
Right.
right, that her and her dad helped create, But it's basically to move into the passive income that we're all looking for, right?
Yeah.
Online
Yeah.
businesses building passive income that we're all looking for, right? To sustain the life that where I can take more time just reading in our nook with me and my daughter and things like
Yeah.
that. So that's definitely the goal for the future for sure.
Nice. Nice. Do you plan to have any events surrounding your books this year where people could come and interact with you directly?
Another good question. And yes, I am currently, and I say that lightly, booking speaking events where I have, and I don't have any booked as of yet, right? I'm
Okay.
going through because I'm in third party logistics right now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel involved with my schedule and things like that, so I'm working around those things. But yes, I will be doing speaking dates, and I'll have a bunch of copies with me, right? Just inspiring the
Yeah.
small groups and moving on to bigger groups and things like that. So I'll definitely be doing some speaking engagements with this particular book because this is the pride and joy right now. It's the one that's
Yeah.
going to set everything up. Is helping people. So I'm really excited about getting started.
Nice. 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 Well, before we wrap things up, I have to ask you if you have some words of wisdom. I mean, you've shared a lot already,
Mhm.
but if there's something else, something that is your go-to um, as a source of inspiration that you can share with the listeners, we're all eager to hear what it is.
Oh man, well, thank you. For sure, I have to. I have to start with finding that inner you, right? We all call it different things, right? Whatever it is, the eternal spirit is to you. We all call it different things. But the more we sit into the silence, right, and we
Yeah.
listen to the inside, we listen to the eternal spirit, infinite intelligence,
Yeah.
first cause, God, Allah, whatever you would like to call it, the more we're in tune with the being that we are that's not physical, the more we can reach other people. That's the reason why I've come to know so much about other people. Is because I've come to know so much about myself, right? I've spent that time, spent time in the mirror. It's so important. And not just for, you look great if I didn't say that, but not just for, us, making sure that we're on
Yeah.
point for the day, right? We're in the mirror, and we're self-searching. And we're finding all these incredible things that we're capable of, these incredible things that how we're inspiring people, just like I've got it from you.
Yeah.
We're inspiring people by our actions throughout the day, right? So
Yeah.
using that imposter syndrome, right, going out and being the eternal spirit that we know we are, right?
Yeah.
So if I had any words for people, it's do more of being who you are truly, right? Who you really are, right? Do that as much as possible, and and wonderful things tend to grow out of that. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, those stick to you right there.
yeah,
Be more of who you are. We don't
right,
hear
just
that
be right. Now,
we
I
need,
have
we
to
need
agree
a
with
t-shirt from you. Put that on a t-shirt so we could get it.
you. I got you. I got you. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun. I absolutely enjoyed this, and like I said, I was honored to be a guest on it. I'm so glad you reached out because, man, this is it's a dream come true. It's starting to be a real thing. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us and just fellowshipping with us, sharing a lot of important information because I know
Mhm.
a lot of people kind of toil with some of the topics that you shared here today.
Yeah.
Before we go, let everybody know how they can find you.
Okay. On social media, uh, Facebook, I'm
Mhm.
Terry Wells. My pen name, obviously, is Terry D. Wiseman, where you can find the book Public Speaking Command the Stage on Amazon right now. We're running a free promotion May 14th and 15th, so you can go get the ebook for free, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you do that. On Instagram, I'm Training Wells. Training, the last name Wells. Basically, you can follow that page as well. And those are the two social media platforms that we're working off of for right now. Oh, I'm sorry. And the Facebook page, The Art
Yeah.
of Public Speaking. Master the Art of Public Speaking.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And that's
And
it.
so
That's
we
all.
will, nice. We will work with you. I know you mentioned to me June 3rd, there's going to be something coming out. And so, for all of our listeners,
Mm-hmm.
we're definitely going to make sure that we do a giveaway of your book at that particular time. So, somebody can get the book for free. And then go, when you get the book for free, go and leave a review. People, come
Yes.
on, read the book, go leave the review. It helps the author in so many different ways. We all need and love feedback. So we're going to work with you, Terry, and determine how we can best present this giveaway of your book. So, again, thank you for
Thank you so
joining
much.
us. Everyone, we'll list all of Terry's information below the video so that you'll know how to connect with him, and as well as links to the book so you can go and get the ebook today. You don't have to wait till the 3rd. Get the ebook today. So, make sure you get the ebook, follow, and support Terry. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week.